Today, the SPY was able to make a new all-time high, and the VIX was also able to close a bit in the green. As the market awaits Nvidia's earnings, we have this troubling chart. Now, we come over and look at how the cities fared across the board. The Dow was up 147 points. Nasdaq was up 45 points. S&P 500 up 15 points, with the Russell 2000 being up 1.67. We come over and look at advancing issues versus declining. We had 58.3% of issues advancing on the day. Then as we come over and look at the sectors across the board, only two sectors were in the red: consumer cyclicals and communication services. Look at energy out there today, by far outpacing everything else to the upside. Now, speaking of energy real quick, I do want to go ahead and take a look at a chart of crude oil. And we do see crude oil was up a bit, but I want to remind you guys, we still have an ABC target on crude oil, which goes all the way back to 55.27. Now, when we look at this article right here, Nvidia second quarter earnings are due after the bell. Here's what you need to know. And let me just break this down for you real quick. Regardless of what type of news we see going on out there in the world, the market believes Nvidia is going to be able to come and save the day. Now, we are still waiting for Nvidia's earnings to come out. We can see after hours, it's trying to pop up here just a bit. Those earnings are not yet released. We'll see if they are released before the end of this video. Then we come over and look right here. Long-term yields keep rising as Trump amps up fight for Fed control. And we've warned about this over the past 2 weeks or so, where, part of the U.S. credit rating being as high as it is the fact that the Fed is independent. Now, is this about to change? Will that affect our credit rating? And will Trump be successful at trying to pressure Jerome Powell and the Fed to go ahead and lower rates? Well, if that's going to be the case, is that why we have the 2 versus the 10-year yield? We see this curve starting to steepen. Now, this is very troubling. And for the simple fact that when the yield curve between the 2 and 10 starts to steepening, normally this is problematic for the market. What happened with the yield curve right as the pandemic was kicking off, rocketing to the moon? Well, surely it wasn't like that during the financial crisis, right? Wrong again. You can see it keeps going up, and got really, really bad. Now, this is what we do not want to see. We do not want to see the yield curve get way out of control. And this is going to be a problem, man. And let me know in the comment section down below, do you think the current rise in the spread between the 2 and 10-year is because Trump is basically going after Lisa Cook, trying to remove her from the Fed and really trying to pressure Powell to go ahead and lower rates? If we come over and look at the Fed watch tool, we can see the market is priced in with an 87.2% chance that the Fed will be cutting rates at the next FOMC meeting, which will be coming out next month. Now, when we come over and look at the fear and greed index, you can see today it actually moved a little bit greedier. Yesterday, we had a reading of 59. Today, we're at 62, and we spent quite a bit of time over in greed and extreme greed. If we actually break down the chart real quick, notice the last time that we were able to go down to neutral was for a brief moment. That was at the beginning of the month. We just barely touched in the neutral, and then going all the way back to early May was the last time that we were over in the neutral territory. So in my humble opinion, I think in the very near future, we are going to start to see more pressure out here with stocks. Now, if we come over and look at the SPY real quick, on the daily chart, we are able to come up, make a new all-time high today. However, what about the cash market real quick? We look at the cash market, also able to make another new all-time high. Now, with the SPY, I want to go over and take a look at the 4-hour chart real quick. On the 4-hour chart, we do see we had the MACD indicator cross to the upside, but notice as we push to new all-time highs, why is the MACD indicator simply not making new highs? You can see that last 4-hour candle we had today, kind of a spinning top type of candle, wick on the top, wick on the bottom, a little bit of a small body out there, which is a candle of indecision. Now, is it because both bears and bulls are a little bit confused at this level? Are bulls really not willing to commit, or is Nvidia going to go ahead, show its hand, and go ahead and see markets continue to rally to new all-time highs? On the 30-minute chart, you can see the MACD indicator just starting to cross on the way back down. But notice, look at how low the peak is on the MACD indicator at a time when the market is making new all-time highs. Now, I do want to caution you guys real quick. It's going to be all about Nvidia. And regardless of what chart pattern we see setting up, anytime we have major news events, it will destroy any chart pattern we see setting up. But here's a quick little tip. Tomorrow, if we are trading below value area low at 645.83, watch out. We're probably coming all the way back down and testing now value area high from the prior day. That price point is going to be 644.05. Since yesterday we closed above value area high, That rule behind that is within the next 1 to 2 sessions, since this is a daily profile, a session is defined as 1 day in time. So highly probable we get below value area low from today. Watch out for that retest from the prior day's value area high. I do want to remind everybody, today is the last day to take advantage of Apex's 80% off all their evaluation accounts. And don't forget, use promo code Mike at checkout. Now we come over and look at the futures markets real quick. We look at the S&P 500, and it's something we drew out today on the live stream. Could this be a potential double top? Top one, top number two. And if we go ahead, we're going to get that confirmation one way or the other after Nvidia earnings are out. But if we come down, we break below here, we have a price target all the way down here at 63.66. And if you guys don't want to miss the next time I go live, make sure you subscribe. You have the bell notifications turned on for all. Today, we gave away another My Fun and Futures account, and we have more accounts to give away this week on the live stream. Now, if this is not going to be a double top and it's actually going to be a breakout, let's talk about where that target comes into play. We want to measure A to B, and then pull down for the B to C leg, and we project right up here for D, which comes in at a price point of 61.50. Now, if we come over and we start looking at the 30-minute profiles real quick, notice today we were unable to come down and hit our level. We did not touch value area high from the prior day. We did not hit the P point either. And that's going to be critical because tonight, wherever the new P point comes out at is going to be a very high probability target. You can see right now, we're trading right around the point of control as the market is waiting for Nvidia earnings to come out. Tomorrow, though, if we are breaking above value area high, then I do want to go ahead and give the market the benefit of the doubt that this is indeed going to be a breakout point, and we're going to try to run all the way up here to 65.61. However, I do want to caution you because if we start breaking out tonight or tomorrow above this value area high and we start coming back down, I want to target the point of control. I want to target value area low, and I still want to target this zone that we had mapped out today on the live stream, and more specifically that value area high, which has not been tested at a price point of 64.69. Now, if we come over and look at the Qs real quick, notice the Qs did break above the high from last Friday, just with a little bit of a wick, but we have a wick on the top, wick on the bottom, and we are staying above both of these anchored VWAPs, at least at this point in time. But we do got to be cautious because if the Nasdaq starts to turn anywhere from the current price up here to the 78.6 at about 578.17, we start to get a rejection back down. That's going to set up a larger ABC pattern on the way down. If we start breaking above the 786, watch out. We're likely going to see the Qs make a new all-time high. Jumping over and taking a look at the 4-hour chart, MACD indicator basically flatline, not a whole lot to see. And then on the 30-minute chart, notice MACD indicator flatlined out, and you can see we did close off the high here just a bit. And unlike the SPY, notice yesterday we closed above value area high. Today, we did get that knee jerk down right at the open. We basically tested value area high, and then the market ran up. So we don't have that same key level that we had with the S&P 500. Now, when we come over and start looking at the Nasdaq futures real quick, you can already see where we had it mapped out today on the live stream. We have the target down here for the double top pattern. We also have, in case we were going to break out, we have the ABC target up here at 23,945. And let's not forget, we do have an untested point of control at about 23,933 and a half. So as we're looking at the weekly profile, also note, pay attention, where is value area high? Comes in at 23,572. Right now, we are currently above it. We start coming back down below it. That's going to give me more confidence. We're going to come back, revisit the high volume node here, and potentially go ahead and validate this potential double top pattern. Now, as we come over and look at the volume profiles on the 30-minute chart for the Nasdaq, notice today we were able to hit the P point. So unlike the S&P 500, Nasdaq said, check mark, we got you. The untested point of control, check mark, we got you. And I think Nvidia earnings just came out. And then we have value area high right here also. So we had 3 potential target levels. All of those targets were hit on that move down. Now the question is Nvidia going to go ahead and rocket to the moon? Let's take a look at Nvidia real quick. We can see Nvidia trying to push up. Is that enough to put it to new all-time highs? And it's not there just yet. Then look how fast that turned. Bada bing, bada boom. And the market is heading on down. Yikes. I would not want to be long Nvidia at this moment. It's absolutely getting destroyed. And with that being said, we talked about the ES not hitting the target. Bada bing, bada boom. That target was hit today, just not at the beginning of filming this video. Now, if you'd like to learn about Take Profit Traders trailing drawdown rule, then you want to make sure to check out this video right here.